Hello everyone and welcome to a new video on my channel. Today's video, a bit different. I'm actually going to do two videos back to back. This first video I thought a few videos ago I did underrated biopics in my collection that I think people should see, and now I've gone a bit broader and I'm going with underrated just drama films. I've not got as many because I wanted to have very specific amounts so I could talk about them. So I think there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So there's 11 to talk about. So I'll go through all of them. And as I said, I'm going to also do, as it was the Oscars, as of recording this last night, I'm going to do all of the Best Picture films that I have in my collection that won Best Picture. That will actually go up tomorrow. So the plan actually is for this week, there will probably be a video every day this week. Now, if that's too much, let me know. It's probably only going to be this week. I probably won't have it every week, but I've got two from last week that I've still not uploaded. There's one going up today, probably, obviously it'll already be up by the time you see it. I'll have Watch Pile on Wednesday anyway. This one, which will probably go up Saturday, because I've got, as I said, I've got two which will probably go Thursday, Friday, and then back to weekly watches. So there'll be a video pretty much every day for the next week now. Like I say, if that's too much, let me know and I will start spacing them out. But I've had a few ideas and I've got a few on the back burner, so this one will be one of the first ones to go up anyway, so you can let me know what you think about that, and if not, I'll just spread them out over the next 2-3 weeks. But it's just at the moment I've been recording a lot more, so yeah. But anyway, let's get straight into it. The first one, which actually I think was nominated for a few Oscars, some of these probably were, to be honest, but not one that's talked about much. It's called The Help, based on a book, basically about the maids and nurses in the 1960s in the South who basically sort of fought for their rights, I suppose. This is at a time where segregation was still in force. Obviously, people were being segregated quite a lot still in the 60s, especially in the South. And it follows a group of women who form a friendship with Emma Stone's character, who's a writer, who writes a book based on their experiences, basically, that causes quite a lot of uproar in the general community. But yeah, excellent film. Emma Stone, as I said. You've got Viola Davis, who's excellent in this. Octavia Spencer, who, if memory serves me, won an Oscar for this, I think. Was this that she won the Oscar for? And Bryce Dallas Howard. You got, who else? Jessica Chastain, Alison Janney. Sure, Sissy Spacek's in this as well. But yeah, I remember it being just a really nice film. Quite sad though. But yeah, if you've not seen it, one that I recommend. Then next up we have a Robert Redford film from, I think, 1990, and it's actually a Sidney Pollack film as well. Always good when he teamed up with Sidney Pollack. And that is Havana, obviously set in Havana, Cuba, during the 50s. And it's about a poker player played by Robert Redford, who's trying to make it big in Havana, just before the big revolution. But then he ends up falling in love with a woman played by Lena Olin, who's a wife of big revolutionary who's played by the great Raul Julia, who went far too soon in my opinion. I think he could have done a lot more. There's only a few films I've seen him in, but he was great in all of them. And yeah, it's just basically about that, about political intrigue, I suppose, a bit of romance in there. And yeah, shot beautifully as well, I must say, and score is brilliant in this one. Dave Grusin, who also did The Goonies from memory. Yeah, just a really, really good film. It's 2 hours 25 minutes. As I said, it's from 1990. And yeah, well worth checking out. That is Havana. Next up, another one which won an Oscar. Jeff Bridges won Best Actor for this film, and that is Crazy Heart. So yeah, what else was it? Oh, it won Best Original Song as well. So in this, basically, if you've not seen it, Jeff Bridges plays a country music star who has kind of been struggling. I think he's a recovering alcoholic from what I remember of it. And he's on the road, obviously still on tour, still doing his thing. And he meets Maggie Gyllenhaal's character, who's a young single mother, and they kind of get on well. She's a journalist, and he agrees to give her a piece, but they then start falling in love with each other. And you got Robert Duvall in this. I can't remember who he plays. Maybe he plays his manager, if I remember rightly. Colin Farrell's got a very small performance in this as well. I think he's not actually credited on this, but I think he also plays like a rock star, like Jeff Bridges was his mentor, I think, from what I remember. And yeah, brilliant performance from Jeff Bridges, 100%, probably his best performance. I'd say this and like True Grit, I think they came out the same year pretty much. Two of his best performances. But yeah, Crazy Heart, if you've not seen it, really good film, really puts you in a good... I mean, it is hard to watch sometimes because obviously it deals with alcoholism, but brilliant film, Crazy Heart. Next up, one I've talked about quite a few times before. It's written by one of my favourite writers, and it's just a brilliant film, well-made film. It's called The American President, and it stars Michael Douglas and Annette Bening. And in this, obviously, Michael Douglas plays the President of America, who's a widower, and he basically falls in love with Annette Bening's character, who's a lobbyist, and everyone's kind of against it, and he's got to try and teach her the ways of how it is, because obviously they've got to be seen in the right way, so he's got to try and help her navigate how to act as his partner whilst he's president, if that makes any sense. It's a romantic comedy, it's quite funny as well, very heartwarming. Got some great performances from Martin Sheen, Michael J. Fox, the great David Paymer, who's a great character actor. Richard Dreyfuss plays one of his opponents in this. It's just a really well-made film. As I said, Aaron Sorkin wrote the film. It's a Rob Reiner film, so ticks all the boxes and is a fantastic film if you've not seen it. So that is The American President. Next up, quite a controversial one. Got quite a controversial star in it, and the subject itself is pretty controversial as well. And that is The Life of David Gale, starring Kevin Spacey, Kate Winslet and Laura Linney. What a film. Very powerful film, this one. Basically, it centres around Kevin Spacey's character, who is on death row for the rape and murder of one of his colleagues, who's an activist for basically abolishing the death penalty. And he's been accused of raping and killing her, and Kate Winslet plays this journalist that comes in to interview him to find out what's actually going on. And yeah, there's a lot of twists and turns, and it's just such a powerful film, and it leaves you thinking for quite a while, and it has such a powerful message at the end, and kind of takes you quite aback. It's quite hard to watch at the end when you find out what's really gone on here. But it's an Alan Parker film. I think it was actually his final film. But it's just such a great film. Yeah, if you've not seen this, another one. Highly recommend seeing, because it's just a well-made film about a very hard subject matter to deal with. But yeah, The Life of David Gale. Then next up, one of my probably my favourite Brad Pitt film, to be honest. It's got Anthony Hopkins in as well, and is directed by Martin Brest, and it's Meet Joe Black, which you could sort of also put in the fantasy genre. It follows Anthony Hopkins' character, who's basically a millionaire or some billionaire, and he's days away from his 65th birthday. He's visited from a stranger who says that he's death, basically, and that he wants him to give him a guide, show him what it means to be human, the ways of life, basically. And in exchange, he'll give him a few extra days to live, basically, because it's his time. But as it happens, Brad Pitt's character falls in love with Anthony Hopkins' character's daughter, played by Claire Forlani. And yeah, it's just a really powerful film, really good film. It is 3 hours, so it is rather long, but well worth the watch. The score in this by Thomas Newman, who, if you've watched my channel for any amount of time, you'll probably know is my favourite composer. This is my favourite score from his. The ending bit, like sort of the last 10 minutes, it really kicks in, and just his score alone gets you emotional because it's such a powerful score mixed in with the scene as well. And yeah, it's just well worth the watch if you haven't seen it. Another one I really recommend checking out, it is Meet Joe Black. Then next up we have one which I could have shown in my imports, which you'll probably have seen yesterday. It's going up today, the day I'm recording it, but I didn't actually put this one in, I forgot. But I thought I'd talk about it in a drama because it is a drama and it's a good one, and it's called One True Thing, and it stars Meryl Streep, William Hurt and Renee Zellweger. Basically, Renee Zellweger's character has to come home because her mum's basically struggling and her dad can't cope, played by William Hurt. So she's come home, she's a journalist. She doesn't really want to be there. She's not got the best relationship with her mum. As I said, her dad's really struggling as well at the moment. But when she gets home, she kind of rediscovers herself, and it's a very uplifting film, very funny as well. Meryl Streep, as always, is just delightful. William Hurt just shows here that he was a fantastic actor, and yeah, it's just a really nice, really good film. Puts you in a good mood. It's called One True Thing. Next up, we have one which quite change for this actor, because he's primarily known for doing comedies, and a lot of those people generally don't like. I like some of them, but I'm probably in the minority there. But this one I watched, and it's just such a powerful film, and he gives such a fantastic performance, and that is Adam Sandler in Reign Over Me, also starring Don Cheadle. You've got Jada Pinkett Smith, Liv Tyler, Saffron Burrows, the great Donald Sutherland, and it is just a great film. It's basically Don Cheadle plays I think he's a lawyer. Don't know if it says on the back. I can't actually remember. He basically just is a man, and he went to college with Adam Sandler's character. They'd not seen each other in years. Now, Adam Sandler's character lost his entire family during 9/11, and he's very depressed, very reserved, he's not social at all, doesn't really like speaking to people, until he meets Don Cheadle's character, obviously meets again after years, and their friendship kind of starts to blossom, kind of helping each other with their own problems, and it's just a really beautiful film, really good film. Very sad as well, obviously, because of the subject matter, but one that I really enjoyed, and one again I highly recommend. Both of their performances are excellent in this. It's probably one of my favourite Adam Sandler films, because I think he really just does show that he can act, and he is a good dramatic actor. And that goes for a lot of these comedic actors. Like Jim Carrey, I much prefer the dramatic films I've seen of him, much prefer them. Robin Williams, although he was just as good as at comedy, when he did a dramatic film, it knocked you out the park. There's a lot of actors out there like that, like Adam Sandler and the others that I mentioned, that some are great comedic actors, and have got some great comedy films out there, but some just much better at drama, and I think Adam Sandler is one of them. That's Reign Over Me. 3 to go. Next up, we have, starring Billy Bob Thornton, winner of Best Adapted Screenplay at the Oscars, and that is Sling Blade. Another very hard watch, very good watch. In this, basically, Billy Bob Thornton plays a character. He's just come out of prison. He's got quite severe learning difficulties. He committed a crime years ago. He's very quiet, but like I say, I'm pretty sure he's got quite severe learning disabilities. And he becomes friends with this young boy and his mother. And things start to go wrong when the mother gets a new boyfriend who's quite abusive, and soon Billy Bob Thornton's character has to kind of face his past and decide what he's going to do. It's just such a great film. His performance in this deserved an Oscar alone. You've also got Robert Duvall in this, who's great. John Ritter, the great J.T. Walsh, again, went far too soon, gave us some great character performances. And yeah, just quite a hard watch, but I think it's one of Billy Bob Thornton's best films, and one that I definitely will, again, highly recommend you checking out. Next up, one I mentioned on the stream a few weeks ago and told Sam to watch it. I don't know if he's seen it yet, but I do think he owns it. But one of my first Blu-rays in my collection. Yeah, very first Blu-rays. In fact, it was on my very first order. There used to be a website, what was it called? Oh, I think it was called Zoom. Just at the start of the pandemic, I'm pretty sure it was called Zoom. And they used to have loads of really great deals on there, and this was going cheap. I remember it was this one. I got E.T. on 4K. I got the first Sonic film on Blu-ray, and something else which I can't remember. And yeah, obviously stuck in my mind because it probably was my very first Blu-ray order. But anyway, I'm not going to babble on about that. The film in question is Sleepers, which is a Barry Levinson film, and as you can see, has an absolutely fantastic cast. You've got Brad Pitt, you've got Robert De Niro, you've got Jason Patric, you've got Dustin Hoffman, Kevin Bacon. Have I got everyone on the top? Yeah. Who else is in this? Does it say who else? Brad Renfro, Minnie Driver, Bruno Kirby. Just a fantastic cast, and it basically centers around this group of young boys in the mid-60s, in Hell's Kitchen in New York, and basically it's a time where the city was very corrupted, the police force was very corrupted, just the systems in general were very corrupted, and these young boys make a mistake accidentally whilst trying to have some fun, as teenagers do, and this mistake, get my words out, costs them dearly. Something happens to them whilst they're paying for their mistake, shall I say, and then it goes to years later. They're now young adults, played by, like, obviously Brad Pitt, Jason Patric, Brad Renfro, I think, as well, and it's just a heartbreaking film about them looking back at their past, trying to get justice for what's happened to them, basically, and it's a brilliant film, really well made film, one that really doesn't get talked about enough, and again, one that just look at the cast. I mean, this was a blind buy for me. I think my mum said she watched it when it came out and she thought I would really enjoy it, and I did. So yeah, Sleepers, great one. And then finally, a Will Smith film, which again really surprised me, and one that's not spoken about very much. It's called £7. It's starring Will Smith, and in this he plays a man who is something's happened in his past, and he's looking at a way to redeem himself, I suppose. And he discovers that he has the power to change 7 strangers' lives forever for the good. So he goes on his quest to try and help these people, and it's a beautiful film. Very sad film though. You've got Woody Harrelson, who plays a blind man in this. Oh, it is just such a sad film. It's from the director of The Pursuit of Happiness, which, if you've seen that, it's very along the same lines as that. Who else have you got on this? Rosario Dawson, Michael Ealy, who I think plays his brother, Barry Pepper, and yeah, like I said, very emotional film, very great drama. Yeah, that is £7. And those are the 11 dramas that I've picked out from my collection and recommended, because, as I said, I think pretty much all of them rarely, if at all, get talked about anymore, and I think they deserve to be watched and to be spoken about. These are the types of videos I enjoy watching as well, because it gives me the urge to go out and find these films that I've never heard of or not really heard anything about. So yeah, let me know what you think about any of those down below in the comments if you've seen any of them. Are there any that you can recommend to me that I may not have heard of that you think I'll enjoy? Let me know down below. If you like the video, make sure to give it a thumbs up. Subscribe if you want to see more videos like this. Turn your notification bell on so you know when I have a new video uploaded to the channel. Comment down below anything and everything. As you know, I always take the time to get back to anyone that leaves me a comment because I really do appreciate it. And that is it. So until next time, everyone, take care. Goodbye.